Question: a 9 to 5 job versus an entrepreneur. So an entrepreneur, they work for themselves. 9 to 5 job, day job, they work for somebody else. And I'll just give you what I think about both sides, the pros and cons of both. So here we go. The pros of a regular job. So I used to work a regular job. I used to work for AT&T. I did cable install. I was the guy who drove around the trucks, had the hard hat on, ladders on top. I would come and install your cable. Made okay money doing that. Was able to buy a house with that paycheck. So one thing I liked about a day job was that when I clocked out, I was done. Right? I didn't have to think about it. I took off my polo, kicked off my boots, took off my work belt, and I was done. I didn't have to think about it anymore. That's one of the pros, and that's kind of one of the cons of entrepreneurship, is that once I started my business, I was always on, meaning I was always in business, doing business. So like weekends, Sundays, you're at church, or you're on a date with somebody, you're doing something, you're traveling the world, you're out of the country, you're at a family reunion. It's always on your brain. Either your business is operating by itself, or you got to check in to make sure everything's going smoothly, but you're always thinking about it. Payroll might be tight. You gotta pay rent. Just everything. You're always thinking about it. With a day job, you don't have to think about anything. The paychecks come on time. In entrepreneurship, you might know that, hey, sometimes those paychecks don't always come on time. I mean, because you're paying yourself essentially. And if a client or customer doesn't want to pay on time, then you got to float something else, and cash flow gets weird. So that's one of the pros and cons of entrepreneurship versus a job. A job, one thing I don't like about it is that it's only one source of income. So for instance, like I used to work at AT&T. I used to drive the trucks. If one day I had a bad attitude, or if I went in having a bad day, and then that same day my boss had a bad day with a bad attitude, and we collided, boom, I could be fired that one day, and then that's all of my income, and that's cut. With entrepreneurship, you're still working for somebody who is your actual customer, but it's so many of them. You can have 40 different customers, and if one of those customers and you don't see eye to eye, you can fire that customer, or they can fire you, and then boom, you still have 39 other sources of income with cash coming in. So you don't have to really, you still want to be concerned about it and learn from it, but you're not really tied to that one source of income. With the job, that's it. If you lose it, boom, you got to figure out how you're going to start making money again. Find another job, probably. Entrepreneurship, you lose a customer, boom, you can replace that with 2, 3, 5, 10 more. It can exponentially grow. You only can work so many 8 hours a day. I mean, you got to sleep for 8 of those hours, so that means there's only 8 more hours after the 8 hours of the day you work for, and you're not going to work for 16 hours for 2 different jobs. That's illegal. So you can only make X amount of money during those hours. But entrepreneurship, you can have 100, 200, 300 different customers all ordering within the same hour, and then you're done for the rest of the day, week, month, or year, however you want to set it up. So there's pros and cons with jobs and entrepreneurship. Me, preferably, I knew that when I had a job, I couldn't make as much money as I wanted to. I couldn't do the certain things that I wanted to do. I wanted to have time. I wanted to create jobs. So that's why I got into entrepreneurship. It was something that allowed me to, there's no roof on the income. Don't get me wrong, it's not as easy as a job. And once you get a job, you're pretty much in. You don't have to worry about too much. Entrepreneurship, every day, there's something that could be trying to sink your business, or take it under, or screw up your cash flow. So you got to be aware of that. But I knew that when I worked for myself, I could make as much money as I possibly wanted to. Thanks for tuning in. Share in the comments if you learned something, or if you want to add to it. We definitely love to learn from you. Hit like, share it with somebody who might want to learn from this as well, and look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Thank you.